Hi, today I'm interviewing Michael McLean, who is an owner of a 24-hour gym in an industrial part of Hamilton. We're going to talk about possible alliances. Can you please tell me a bit about your current situation?
Sure, yes, I own a gym and it's going really well in Hamilton. We've seen a really high customer demand at the moment, and at the moment we've been earning a profit and we've been able to expand our business. What we're finding is that people are able to use the gym predominantly in the morning and after work, and also during the lunchtime, so it's quite convenient for our customers in that industrial zone. We've got quite a bit of spare space next door, and we've built that up into sort of a bit of a retail section, and we're wanting to look at some potential alliances.
Right, okay, so what are you wanting to do with the spare space then?
Well, we had a couple of options. One was we could lease the retail space or sell the retail space. So obviously if we lease it, we get some ongoing income and probably less risk, like we can sort of have a bit more control over who is in the retail place. If we sold it, then we get more money up front, but it would be less risk on how we can control some of that strategic direction.
Okay, so what are your motives in an alliance?
Well, money for starters, so we're wanting to have more money front up, so that's either by leasing or selling the land. But then we want to have a business that's in there that complements our gym and gives our customers a better service. So what I'm meaning about, for an example, is having, say, a cafe or an eatery which supports healthy eating and high quality food, and so that and they might sell other things, they might sell clothes as well, so that customers from the gym will be able to see that and might buy some active wear or might go for a healthy lunch after or before the gym, probably after if you've done a workout, and then it'll complement. So our motives are around money and increasing our customer base.
Okay, so what value would each party have in an alliance?
Our predominant value that we would get would be that we'd be able to give our customers better service, which would mean that we'd be able to increase that customer base. So what happens with gym memberships is that it's usually quite hard to drive that customer demand in, but once you've got them locked in, it's hard for customers to get out of sort of paying, so they've usually paid for either a few months in advance. So there's that cost of moving into a competitive market, to a competitive. So if a cafe or an eatery had a business there, then they'd have a source of customers which they wouldn't have to go out and get necessarily, because there'd be enough traffic in there for them, and so then it would obviously be more profit and sales for them as well.
Okay, so what are some of the strategic drivers?
Well, some of the strategic drivers will be about making sure that we complement each other, so that the customers that I have, the more customers that I have, then it means the more customers that eatery will have as well, and vice versa. So the more customers that they have which supports healthy living will mean that they'll be able to move that, hopefully for customers for me, or at least give more word of mouth, and also supports the fact that we want to have a healthier living community. So our strategic direction will be a long-term business. We're not interested in moving. We're not interested in a short-term sort of high profit. We want to actually uplift the community, give it a bit of a community feel. Our gym's built around making sure it's convenient for our customers and making sure that we offer a better quality service. So we'd want people that complement us to also have that same strategic driver.
Okay, so where do you see any risks?
Well, if we sold the property, then there's obviously a risk of not knowing what they're going to do after they've sold it. We let some of that control. They may change, so they might start off with a strong strategic direction which is similar to ours and complements our business, but there's nothing to say that they won't stop that in the future, so we'll have control. If we could limit that by having some covenants on some of the property sales, but really in the long term you don't have a lot of control over what someone will do with that land, as long as it's meeting the local laws. There's risk that say if the company is unethical, then or something happens that we might get tied in with their brand. So we just need to make sure that even though we've got an alliance, we still need to show our customers that we're sort of two separate entities.
Okay.
And probably the other one is just around making sure that we measure some of the benefits and making sure that they're actually tangible as well.
Okay. So what approach would you use to strengthen the alliance?
Well, it's definitely built around trust and making sure that we've got these values that are spelled out so that each party knows what they bring to the alliance, and also what value we want to get at the end of it as well. So what are our goals, and do we have the same sort of, I suppose, interpretation of those goals? And a lot of that's around trust and meeting with each other and sort of making some agreements where we have some agreements around our shared values and also around what our sort of vision is for the future. And I think that if we were going to have a strong alliance, then it wouldn't just be sort of the managers or the owners talking. It would have to be an organisation sort of wide view that, you know, we share intelligence. So it could be that we share our customer demand with the eatery so that they know when our bulk of our customers come in, and they might be able to save costs with employees, and vice versa for us too. They might notice, oh, we're getting lots of people coming in at this time of day, so maybe we need to have more personal trainers on site at certain times of the day.
Great, thanks heaps for your time.
Thanks.